So I almost didn't post this video because to me I felt like it was kind of pointless, but I told myself I would document everything that I can, so I'm gonna post it anyway. And so if you guys don't enjoy the video, sorry, I'm just trying to stick to my word. Alright guys, we are back with another Toyota video. If you saw the last one, you saw that Zach and I were able to actually get this to fire up and run off of the fuel tank. We had a bit of issues because what's going on is that a lot of the fuel lines were kind of butchered and we didn't really know what one was coming from where. So there's a metal fuel line underneath the intake manifold. We ended up bypassing it and just running straight from here. Eventually I'll fix all of that, but I was just trying to get it running. For some people on my Instagram and in the comments saying to get a manual, I have a manual right here. I have been using it just off camera, so I have one. Thank you though. So my goal for this video is I want to try to get the clutch to push in. I think it's seized up. I want to try to get it to move under its own power. I brought a bunch of stuff with me today. I brought some throttle springs because the throttle's sticky. I'm gonna go through that. Brought some belts, some hoses, a coil because the one in it was arcing off, thermostat, two different slave cylinders because I couldn't remember what one was in it. And the issue we were having with the fuel pump is how the shaft on the inside broke. Well, there's supposed to be this spacer in here, and with this spacer, it moves the shaft back so there's not as much pressure on it. I got that from my buddy Sean. Thank you, Sean, for that. I didn't realize it was missing it until later. Got some brake fluid, some oil, filter, oil additive, belts, wires, cap and rotor. Just a bunch of, tune-up stuff. Also, a couple weeks ago, I didn't film any of it. I started digging into some of the rust to see what was going on. Like the hole in there I got to repair. And all this black is just a rust neutralizer. Most likely, most of the rust I'm going to cut out anyway, but I didn't know how long it was going to be until I started on body work. So I wanted to try to neutralize it as much as I could. The reason why I haven't done anything with the bed is I don't know what my plan is with the bed. I'm just doing the cab forward for right now. The bed I can deal with later. So one more side quest before I jump on the Toyota that I want to just briefly mention real quick. A few videos back I showed this mini truck project and I had issues with the starter and I haven't touched it since. And I apologize, that wasn't on purpose. It was just I had a lot of projects going on and I got overwhelmed, and so this is going to be kind of a side quest when I get back to it. Also, besides today, the weather has just been really crappy. I also realized that I forgot the gaskets for the fuel pump, but I have a lot of other stuff I can do before I even worry about that. But I want to see if I can get this clutch pedal freed up. It is stuck up in there. She does not budge at all. The throttle seems to actually work a little better now since I've lubed it up. Before I can drive this thing, I need to get that clutch pedal to work. Alright, let's see what we got going on under here. Alright, so it is the smaller one. She looks a little rusty. Oh, I can't even see. You think that being on a creeper would make this easier, but this creeper is actually making this a bit more challenging. Alright, so it's pretty rusty. I'm going to squirt it with some Deep Creep, let it sit while I do some other stuff, and see if I can free it up. Also, these spacers, don't even ask, because I just don't know. Alright, so I threw a new coil in. I'm going to cycle the key real quick. The old one was arcing out of here. And looking at the old one, all the guts are gone. I don't even know how this was working. Assuming that's why it was arcing. Okay, so I'm going to see if that arcing noise goes away. Yeah, it's not doing it anymore. So that's good. Cool. Okay, I don't really want to run it too much without the fuel pump spacer. So, but I do want to make sure that there's spark. I want to see if it'll start. Hopefully I don't break the fuel pump. I do have a spare, but I wish I brought my gaskets with me. God damn, my leg is stuck. Hold on, I gotta sit you guys down. There we go. Give her some good old carburetor pumps. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off real quick. It's making some crazy noises. I think it's the belts, because I discovered earlier, ooh, it's smoky in here, that, see if I can get my hand in here, that you can, oh, well, it kind of tightened up, but you could turn the alternator without the belt. Anyway, the belt is loose, so it was kind of making a weird noise, but I think that's all from the belts. Could be wrong though, who knows? I'm not a master, so. Cool, so the new coil works, it doesn't arc. Started up pretty quick, so that's cool. Also, no luck on the clutch pedal yet. I might actually have to replace the slave. I didn't want to, because I didn't want to risk messing up those lines, but I might just have to do that, so. I don't know if I'm going to get this thing running in or driving in this video. Got a lot of stupid little stuff I have to do. Maybe I can talk to Zach and we can get this thing up on the lift. That way it'd be easier to get to and deal with. That way I'm not on my back trying to figure out what's going on. It's nice to be able to just like stand there. Once you get a lift, man, you never want to be on your back again. It's once you get a lift, you're spoiled. You don't ever want to do groundwork again. It's sad, but it's true. Alright, so that was the last clip that I filmed. I started digging into the truck more. It was running really rough. The engine's hurt. As I started digging into it and I checked the oil had, get out of here. The oil had traces of, it's pretty much milkshakey. And it kind of makes sense because the engine runs fine when it's cold. But then when it warms up, it starts running extremely rough. It starts smoking. It has an insane amount of crank case pressure. The engine sounds like it's hurt. I wanted to drive it, take it on, a quick little spin before I tore into the truck and tore it completely apart. But the engine is hurt, and I didn't want to risk hurting it even more if there's something going on with it. And then my dad came over and I did an oil change for him. Zach and I started doing some fiberglass. I helped him with some fiberglass work on his hatch, and I just ended up doing other stuff because I wasn't quite sure what to do with the truck. I had to make a plan. So I just kind of stopped working on it. And the plan is I think I'm just going to pull the engine, go through it, and rebuild it. But that's the next step for the truck is I guess I'm just going to pull the engine out and tear it apart and see what's wrong with it. So I apologize that I didn't get the truck drivable in this video, but that's how it happens sometimes, and I just got to move forward and make the next steps. So I think the next steps is just going to be to pull the engine, and we're going to go from there. Open it!
What are you? Did you shake it up?
No. I wouldn't do that to you.
I hope you did.
I didn't. I just wanted to hear the satisfying click Oh, there we go.